Call in by clicking the link in the stream's description. The professor wants to hear from you.
Beginnings on the cusp. Not too old to adjust. Old dog, new tricks. Remember, I was just a pup. Something dirty in my cup. Clean soul, good car.
Isn't it lovely? I ain't looking back, I'm focused on what's in front of me. Everybody dates a number, but I'm still here luckily. I know that God got me, so I'm in good company. Isn't it lovely?
Welcome, and thank you for joining me. I am Professor Barrett, and this is A Barrett's Thought. And today we are sponsored by our friends at Chops, Cards, and Print on Demands. Now, if you were anything like me as a kid, I collected all kinds of trading cards: football, baseball, basketball, wrestling, you name it, I probably had it. And I would sit there and think, one day I'm gonna have my own trading card. But who says God doesn't have a sense of humor? I have no sporting ability whatsoever, but he decided to bless me, and he showed me Chops Cards. Their trading cards are such an amazing thing. They are some of the top cards out there. And since you are listening to the professor, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I can get you 15% off your entire title order. Yes, 15% off. All you have to do is put in the code BEAR15 and you can get your whole order off 15%. That's Chops, Cards, and Print on Demand. You're number one for trading cards. Now, this is a double duty day for me. I've been blessed to be able to get so many great people to join me on my show. And this one, oh, I know you're going to love her because she is amazing. And she is the first referee. I'm thinking she is the first referee that we've had on A Barrett's Thought. And I'm so happy to have it because I've really wanted to have that insight of what a referee does. So, guys, girls, give it up for my guest, Ref Jess. How are you doing today, man?
Good. I am good. I know it looked like I was like this, but I promise I was just sharing it.
It's all good.
Wrestling you got to promote because you can't always depend on other folks to promote. So,
definitely. It's one of the things I honestly do not like because I hate feeling like I am talking about myself, but that's what I'm doing.
But you got a good subject.
Yes.
And if you need a good subject, talk about me.
I think so.
That's what my mama told me. She said, if folks are talking about you, it's because they needed a good subject. And I said, okay.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
So I always ask this question first. How did you get into liking wrestling?
Oh, the first I can remember watching wrestling would be somewhere around 2000. Yeah, it'd be 2000. And it was to piss off my sister. Like legit. Like it's soap opera for dudes and the guys are kind of hot. So it worked for me.
I would take your word for that.
I mean, maybe not for you, but for me, I was like, oh, these men are kind of pretty. And she wanted to watch something else, and I was like, I'm watching that. And she's like, you don't even know what's going on. And I was like, and it's dude soap operas. This dude mad at this dude. They gonna fight in their underwear. That don't make sense, but they did, and it made her mad. So win-win.
I have got to say that is the most unique way of
Yeah.
getting into wrestling.
I mean, I was born in the 80s, grew up through the 90s. If that is the 80s, 90s story, if there ever was one.
Yes,
Like,
it is.
to make you mad. I like it because you don't. you know?
Uh,
You know?
so from there, did you continue watching it just to look at the hot guys, or did you actually get into the wrestling?
I mean, at that point, I was working 3 jobs. I sold drugs legally. I was a pharmacy tech, but I like to tell people I sold drugs in the hood because it was in the hood, and it's just funny that way. I was a hostess and I was a waitress. I had bills to pay, and I'm allergic to being hungry, so I worked. There's not a whole lot of time to watch TV. This is before Netflix existed because I'm old adjacent. But I couldn't really stick into it, and it wasn't until I got married in 2003. And we would watch it here and there. When the bill was paid, we would watch it because cable. And then we really got back into it about 06 when my son was born. And from infant, John Cena's music would hit, and he's like, "Ooh, who's that? Who's that?" I mean, we're talking 3 months old, and he's like, "Hang on, what's that?" So, baby AJ just being danced around to do, 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 and it's to this day, he's 19 now. That's his homie, it ebb and flow, right? Just about with
Right.
everything, you go through cycles. Okay, we consume a lot of wrestling. You know what? I'm kind of tired. Okay, we consume. It is what it is.
So now I just got to know then, is your son heartbroken that John is retiring?
No, he said he earned it. He said that's fine. He's like, But you also got to think, my son at 19 has been wrestling since he was 12.
Oh, wow.
So he's like a young vet at this point. Like the kid, he's good. And that's not coming from a mama, because I will tell you if you are not good, trust. But he's good. He's down there with Booker T this weekend. So
Oh,
if that
wow.
tells you anything, he's good.
That's
I wish I was out there, but I'm just chauffeur this weekend.
well, that is great. So
Yeah.
explain to me how you went from just watching wrestling when you got a chance to doing what you're doing now.
Whew. So long story long, 4-year-old AJ told us he wanted to be a WWE superstar championship wrestler. And we said, that's a lot of words for a 4-year-old. So, okay. So we live in Arkansas. Wrestling really didn't exist other than if Raw came through, if we were lucky to get a SmackDown, maybe a house show in Texarkana, which is 2 hours southwest, or Jonesboro, that's 2.5 hours northeast. We didn't know independent wrestling existed until maybe 2009, 10. And so, like for Arkansas, because who knew? Because promoting is hard. It's hard to get the word out unless you got buku bucks. So we waited. AJ turns 12. Jesus Rodriguez puts on Twitter, when it was still Twitter and not X, he's doing a seminar in Dallas. My husband was like, hey, I got a 12-year-old who's really interested. How young do you accept? And he said, well, I've trained 10, but you got to reach out to the promoter. The promoter is Sir Mo of Men on a Mission. Now, I don't know, like not everybody may know, but this is early 90s that he's out there. The second African-American tag team champions for WWF was him and King Mabel. King Mabel turned into Viscera. So Sir Mo trained Viscera. Sir Mo ended up training AJ.
And not to interrupt you, but I want to give my thoughts and prayers to Mo, because I know he's going through it right now. So I definitely want to give a shout out to him. And man, we're praying for you. And WSN has got your back, my brother. Go ahead.
And I will be down there Friday. So day after tomorrow, my son and I will be down there visiting with him, trying to encourage him a little bit. He's definitely going through it, and prayers for Denise, his wife, because she ain't sleeping. He might be sleeping some, but she's not. And strong woman, because that's a lot. It's a lot. So yeah, definitely keep them in your prayers for sure. And I'll try to keep people posted, as it goes along, because I know folks want to know.
Right.
But yeah, that's how we got connected with Sir Mo, was Jesus Rodriguez, also known as Ricardo Rodriguez, did a seminar. I believe that was into 2018. And we went down there. Sir Mo said, what's the plan? And I said, this was the plan. What are you talking about? Like, we planned to show up. We showed up. Now we plan to go home. And he was like, no, kid's got something. And I was like, yeah, he got some time on his hands because he's 12. Like, he's like, no, we got to figure this out. Whew. Family said, you know what? Yeah, we'll let you stay, because driving 5 hours for the next, still driving 5 hours. But his first 2 years of training was spent twice a month driving to Dallas to get 4.5 hours of training a weekend if he's lucky. And here we are. And let's see. So in 2020, we decided that it was a great time to open a business, right?
Right.
So 2020 happened, but we decided we would start training some folks. So AJ and my husband, and shout out to DJ Brown, the last hot stepper out of Memphis. He came down and he was helping train some folks too, and graduated quite a few folks from there. Last year, I decided I was getting kind of fat and said I need to get off my couch because I'm getting really good at holding it down. And I needed a goal. So the goal was, despite my husband feeling some kind of way, because he was like, no, you ain't reffing. I was like, yes, I am. What you gonna do? You gonna tell me no? No, you're not gonna tell me no. So that was the goal. And my son started training me because, we got a ring. So you ain't got to pay anybody because I own it. So, and then kind of decided to be a little ridiculous with it, turn ridiculous into fantastic. And I decided to wear shorts and fishnets with knee pads because I got 42-year-old knees. No, thank you. I still end up with bruises somehow. But the shorts and the fishnets were kind of a safety net for me. Like, maybe I'm not going to be very good at this. So just in case, there's your consolation prize. But turns out I'm not the worst. So now I'm a fantastic ref in shorts and fishnets. And if the wrestling's good, you forget I'm there.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you have made yourself intimate part of the show.
It sells tickets. Ain't that the goal?
How many women referees dress dressed the way you do?
I don't know, but I still want to know, how am I still the most dressed person in there? Like I have recently fully offended people to the point where I was told I'm an embarrassment to referees. And I said, "You sure?"
I'm in my head like, how in the hell are you an embarrassment to refs?
You know, I don't know. I think it would be more embarrassing to fight in your underwear for a belt that don't go with pants at all. Like it don't make sense. But no, I did let a longtime WWE referee know that I apologize for being such a disgrace to the referee community, and please forgive me. And he goes, I'll take it to the council. We might be able to get it approved. And I was like, oh, thank you so much, because I'm an embarrassment, and that's okay.
Now, I go back to watching wrestling from the late 70s, and I was a little kid then to now. And I've seen my share of referees that have been garbage. I've seen a lot of different things, but because the way you dress makes you an embarrassment.
Yeah, I'm offensive. I'm comfortable. And if they're uncomfortable, that sounds like a them problem.
Well, again, you have made yourself marketable. People will want to see you, will want to follow you. So, and just if me speaking my truth, you do not look your age.
Well, good.
And not saying that you're old or anything,
no.
But again, I guess my whole brain is like, well, I guess people are so used to the traditional way of things that if you go, even if you go to the right for a second, people lose their mind.
Yeah. If you look, here's the thing: if you want to go back to the 70s, I would need to be wearing a white button-down short sleeve shirt with a bow tie and some bell bottoms.
And
some of them were white pants.
And you wouldn't be in the ring because there wasn't no women referees.
Nope.
So again, as much as I say that I am a traditionalist, I still evolve with the times, and that's what you have to do.
Right. And I'm slightly ridiculous, so it just works. Plus, it's hot in that ring. Do you know how hot it is up there? And God forbid they have stage lights because it's hotter.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to be wearing sweatpants or slacks, and I can ref in some pants, okay? But can I be real honest with you? I feel like I should be called Paulina Blart. Like I'm Paul Blart's sister in some pants in that ring. And I feel like a mall cop. And don't get me wrong, this is not a dig at anybody. I am so respectful to anybody who does whatever and then does it with confidence, because confidence is key. Because everybody and their mom is going to tell you you can't count to 3. Everybody and their mom is going to tell you, oh, you did that wrong, you did this wrong. And I'm like, no, you ain't in charge, I'm in charge. So you have to have confidence regardless, of if you're wearing some Daisy Dukes, some fishnets, some slacks. Those slacks will split faster than my shorts, by the way. I just want you to know that. My shorts got some stretch, okay?
Yeah,
They got a little give.
it is funny that we're on this subject because it was, and you're going to laugh at me, but it's the God honest truth. So last week or the week before last, I can't remember which, I lost my mind with a guy who I don't want to name. Well, I'm gonna name him. Fuck you, Vince Russo. Um,
I
he
mean, speak
he
it.
he really pissed me off by some of the stuff he said about WWE's ref. I can't remember the young
Yeah.
lady's name.
Yeah. I know it. It's
And
right
I have
there,
it
right
written
there.
down so I won't forget it. But it
I think it
pisses
starts
me
with a
off
D, right?
when people want to be disrespectful for no reason. What he said had nothing to do with the wrestling business whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I went on probably a 3-show rant about him. And I finally got it mostly out of my system. But with me and you talking, it just made me want to say, fuck you, Vince Russo.
I mean, folks always got something to say about something they don't do. So yeah, I mean, if I have never been a jealous person. I'm not going to fight for your attention. I realize that seems kind of sideways because I dress some kind of way. I'm not going to fight for your attention. But there's a lot of people out there who will fight for attention. And they just start the rah-rah. Like, don't do that. Don't. If you don't like it, you know what? You can move on. You don't have to like it.
Very
But
true.
I happen to enjoy being fantastic.
So,
Yeah.
tell me. So, I need to know, how long did you train to be a referee?
So, I physically got in the ring in March of last year. So that would be 2024. Yeah, brain math is hard. Don't ask me to do brain math. It's dangerous. I can count 1, 2, 3. I can count to 10. Cool. Brain math, bad. ADD, bad. So I started actually training, like the physical portion of training, in March of 2024. The first match I did was August of 2024 at Sword Championship Wrestling under Sir Mo. And thank God they had me do back-to-back matches, because I think I would have been so far in my head if there had been a break that I wouldn't have gone back out. And actually my first match ever was with my son. And that's kind of magical, because through all of that, he actually is the only person who's not been afraid to be real honest with me up front. Because I told him, I was like, look, you got to be honest with me. You can't feed me fluff, because nobody's going to get better if you lie to me and go, oh, you did great. No, I don't need a participation trophy. I will earn that hoe. Okay. Like, I will get that. Trust, I will get there. But, and it didn't even have to be a long-term thing. I fully thought it was going to be like, all right, one show, you know what? It's trash. And the joke was, Mama, if you're listening, I love Jesus. I cuss a little. It was, I might be an ass ref, but you got ass. So there's your consolation prize. Like, if it's terrible, at least you got to look at something, right? But then it turns out I wasn't that bad, and I started getting kind of good, and I'm still working on stuff. Don't get me wrong. I watch some stuff, and I'm like, why do I walk like that? I can't change how I walk, but I'm like, why do I walk like that? It's because I'm 5'2" and I got little legs. Like, how are you going to change it? You know?
Right.
But that was the joke. And you're not going to make more fun of me than I am. Like, I will make the most fun of me. You're going to make a joke? Okay, I'm going to make it better because I'm here to laugh. There's enough depressing stuff out in the world. I would rather laugh. And if I'm laughing because I'm out there wearing fishnets, by God, let's laugh. Spread some joy. Have some fun. You know?
So the question that went through my head, since the first match you was with your son, did the crowd know that?
No.
Okay.
So anyone who had been there from 2019, 2020 forward knew because they knew him, they knew me, they knew my husband, they know my daughter, and they're like, oh, okay. But there's a lot of new people in those 4 years, you
Right.
know, since 2020. And, you know, like not everybody knew. And it wasn't until a match where it was Ajax, that's AJ, my son, Ajax versus Chandler Hopkins at SOAR. And he was like, this is your mom. And people were like, wait a minute. That's your mom? Last month, somebody goes, that's so cool. You guys have a storyline where she's your mom. And he's like, but that's my mom. Like, no, that's really my mom. And it's funny because people don't believe it because I don't look like I need a walker, you know? So I guess I don't look old enough. Now he does look about 25, you know, but even still, I got friends who got kids who are 25. Again, you're not going to make more fun of me. You're not going to wrinkle this face because I don't care that much. Like, we're good. We're good. Make fun of me. Do it. Let's laugh together. It's going to be good.
I automatically, my head went to, man, y'all could book so many great stories between you and your son and run wild with it. It and I guess a lot of people, if you're a wrestling fan, you're used to them trying to pull a fast one on you.
Mm-hmm.
So mine's like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's really his mom. Yeah. Okay, whatever.
Okay, no, right. I made him. That is mine. Like, he is half me. I was there. I remember the day. I remember losing 10 pounds through my mouth because that boy made me sick. Like, I was there, okay? Like, but, you know, like, even though I've been in the ring, and let me tell you, 100%, I don't care if you've been an announcer. I don't care if you've been valet. If you have not physically gotten in the ring to do something, you don't know. You don't know. Like, you can be around wrestling all day. You can have all the friends in wrestling. You can have the this, the that, the whatever, the connections. Until you physically get in that ring to do the training, you don't know. And I had already been around it for lots of years, like 5 years. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I know wrestling. No, you don't. No, you don't. Until you physically get it, you're like, oh my God, these ropes hurt. You know, like, ugh. I don't care if they're regular ropes. I don't care. Those cable ropes, you need to pray first. They do not care about you. They do not care. I started counting bruises and I said, let me stop. No, because we are not going to dwell on that negative, you know? So, yeah, don't do it.
You know, it's the funniest thing. This year, my first trip to Texas, I came down in March.
Okay.
And have the co-owner of our network lives there, and we a bunch of us came.
Uh-oh. You froze up on me. I have no idea if you can see me or not, but you are frozen for me. Let's see. I'm going to try to type in our little secret chat. Uh-oh. I hope we're still here. Anyway. I wish I could see some chat questions or something, because I don't know what's happening. It's good though. It's good. I'm gonna keep talking. I'm gonna pretend like I'm not here by myself, because that's what you do in wrestling, right? Let me see here. Oh, I'm still on there. It's gonna be okay. I promise, folks. Let's see here. I hope everyone is having a fantastic Wednesday. It's good stuff. Let's see here. So let's talk about.
Okay.
Hey, there you are.
I apologize. Have been having some
You are
really
good.
crappy internet.
It's okay. I just kept talking to myself. I was like, well, this is wrestling. You just got to keep going.
There you go. So, where I got cut off was I was in Dallas.
Okay.
First time being, and I've been around wrestling all my life. It was the first time I stepped in the ring. And it was a whole different feeling.
It is. It's different.
The feeling was different. Even coming out, I had my own theme music.
Yep.
And I've heard wrestlers talk about that it's tunnel vision. I did not hear my music. I couldn't hear the crowd. I just went around the ring giving high fives.
Yep.
Stepped foot in the ring, and actually was was all cage matches.
Okay.
And I already had respect for the guys and girls who do this.
Yes.
My respect went up 3 times higher, and went to a training class to watch.
Yeah.
It is, and like I said, I'm very respectful. So I'm always showing respect.
Yeah.
But now it's even more. And I definitely try to make sure when I get to meet talent, I get to meet anyone in wrestling, I'm always trying to shake hands and thank them for everything they do for us, the fans.
Yes. And I can even say, because I've done announcing and stuff before, it's a whole different feel when you're out there and you got to do something physical other than speaking. And I know there's a lot of folks out there who are like, oh my God, I can't speak. Clearly, I have no issue talking. So that's not a problem for me. But I'm not going to lie. You get tired out there, and I'm not even really doing this stuff. And I'm like, oh, I'm tired.
I was in the training class. They were running the ropes, and I'm standing there, and I'm sweating. I'm like, this is,
yeah.
And I have 2 replaced hips. I've had surgery on my back, and I'm just standing there. I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm hurting watching what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they were like, and the trainer was so nice. He was like, hey, you want to come into the ring and bump? I'm like, hell no.
That's cute. So I have done, a bump here and there. I don't know that I want to do that again. Like it really makes you feel old, and I don't enjoy feeling old. So I would rather not be old. But given an alternative, let me get old all day, every day, because I would rather be here and see it than not.
That's what I tell. I tell everybody, and I always wake up in the morning and thank God that I can see another day.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. There's so much
So,
I want to see and do and follow my children with, like I just want to see it. I want to be part of it.
so I'm curious, is your daughter into wrestling any?
So she is very good at wrestling. She's 17. She does not want to be a wrestler. She said that's AJ's thing. She's like, I do think that she has a fear of it being a like a Paige Soraya type situation. So she saw that and she's like, I don't want to do that. And it's like, no, it's not like that. You can't take his spot, he can't take your spot, that sort of thing. But she's in esthetician school. She gave me a facial today, so my skin is all glowy. It's nice. She should be graduating that in January before she even graduates high school. So
Oh,
good on her.
congratulations.
Like they are some goal-oriented children, and I don't know how we made those.
Well,
Because I don't know what I want to be.
well, clearly you and your husband had to do something right.
I think we grew up kind of broke. And we was like, you know what, we don't like that. So
That is the funniest thing in the world, because I hear that about my kids, how like, wow, they're just get up and go. I'm like, they've been around us. We were poor. They don't want to go back to that.
yeah, the other day it was like, hey, I'm low on money. If you want some food, here, let me tell you this. And my son goes, man, I'm glad we're not really poor anymore, but it's kind of convenient to have parents who knew what it was like. And I was just like, oh my God, kid, you have no idea. Use seasoning, everyone. Salt and pepper, that's not it. If you don't know what to start with, the yellow label Mrs. Dash, she will get you right. Put it in your macaroni and cheese, your Easy Mac cup. Garlic salt is delicious. Smoked paprika, better than paprika. Paprika is just for color. I'm just saying. Season your food and your wrestling will be better.
Oh, so one thing that I had skipped over that I meant to ask you: when did y'all purchase a wrestling ring?
I don't remember. It was 2020 probably. Yeah, so it probably showed up early to mid 2020 because we were
Okay.
going to do a couple shows in Arkansas. There weren't really many Central Arkansas indie shows until we started doing it. And if anybody wants to argue with me, bring it, because yes, we did. Now there's several. Like there's options now. Like whatever your flavor of wrestling is, you can find it now. So yeah, like as far as like a normal running show, we did that for a while. But then AJ turned 18, and I'm gonna be honest, like, yeah, I want everybody to succeed, but he lives in my house, so he comes first.
Yeah.
So that's my priority. I had somebody tell me, oh, you're gonna make it to WWE. And I said, let's get the kid there first. I was like, because I didn't even know I was gonna do this. It was literally, I need to be less fat.
Hey,
And so I've already been overseas. Like I've reffed in England, like in London and up past Newcastle. So
oh
I am an
wow.
international referee. I'm not quite sure. I don't know 100% yet. It's quite possible that next month I know my son will be in Rome. I don't know if I will make it there. Next year we'll be in Australia. That got pushed back because WWE went to Perth, And well, we're not going to compete with WWE. But that's through the OIWA organization, the Organized
Right.
International Wrestling Association that Sir Mo founded. My
And
husband is the president of the OIWA.
and
So, so
you
yeah.
know what's funny about that? I WSN works with the promotion. We have some of y'all matches and stuff on our website. So
Okay.
that is something that I did not know.
Yeah.
So this is a funny coincidence.
Yeah. So we are all over. So that was my husband. He said 2019. So I'm assuming 2019 is when we got that ring.
Oh, okay.
He would sometimes, spend money and not tell me because I'd be like, "What? That was expensive. Like,
The
why
smart
did you
move.
do that?"
The smart move. I rather
Right.
be forgiven than ask permission.
I mean, wrestling's expensive. Oh, the first one. Yeah, he's right. It's been more than one. Yeah. So to anyone who it all started with a breakdown ring. And when I say breakdown, I'm talking about it's a 16 by 16, but it broke down into 8-foot pieces, right? So anybody who wrestled at SOAR and was like, "Oh, wow, this ring is nice now. What is it?" You're welcome. Jason said, "That's uncomfortable. You need a better ring." And so he bought the 16 by 16 flex beam, which is, it doesn't have that spring in the middle to just kill you.
Right.
So that was a little better. And we brought the breakdown ring back and we were like, "You guys gonna pay some dues." Like, "You've been spoiled. Ha ha." I never took a bump in that one. No, I like it.
Something told me in my head, yeah,
Nah,
you ain't getting in that
nah,
one.
Let me get that crash pad real quick. Oh, but I did joke around. I was like, somebody was being disrespectful not long ago. And essentially they not only did they, oh, no bought you one. Oh, okay. Mo bought a ring. They just back and forth buying rings. Somebody told me that without saying it to my face, they said it to somebody else, that not only am I not a ref, I'm not a female ref. And I was like, "Ooh, okay." And I wanted to be kind of petty and be like, "Watch out, I might become a wrestler and take your spot." But that hurts. So you might be safe.
Well, I was gonna say, I hope it wasn't that person that works for y'all because that could have been ugly.
No, they don't work for us. But that's fine. That's fine. They don't have to. Wish them the best. Hopefully they find happiness wherever. I don't know. But bitter don't taste good. So I'd rather be, back on my seasonings. Because I like flavor.
So, what is the name of y'all promotion?
So in Little Rock, we have Lit, and that's kind of more like a bigger indie show kind of thing. Jacob Fatu was one of our first champions.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
think I have a match with Jacob for the
Mhm.
championship on our page.
With
I
Barrett
could
Brown,
be
maybe.
wrong about that, but I definitely remember
Yeah,
seeing it.
yeah. So Jacob Fatu was our first Lit champion, and he won over Barrett Brown. I took some pretty phenomenal pictures from that show. Unfortunately, I can't also take pictures and ref and announce and run a door. So I got to pick one every show. So
I was about to say,
yeah,
doesn't sound like you're trying hard enough. You could have did it.
I mean, you know what? Don't tempt me. I will bring the camera to the ring. Be like, "Hang on, that's good,
Hey,
right?"
that is great. You could go little before you talk to him, like, hold up, now
Are
stand
you
there,
ready?
take a picture,
Oh,
ring the bell.
okay. Right. Excuse me. Click. Did you ring the bell? Click. Oh my God. Don't tempt me. My husband's probably watching this going, "Oh my God, don't give her ideas." He was like, "Ooh." But yeah, like so there's Lit, and then we have Chaotic Kingdom Wrestling, or CKW. That's more of like a developmental show. It literally was created to allow people in Texas at SOAR Championship Wrestling. And then there's also Paris, Texas. So that's going to be SOAR in Paris. Izzy James is the current Nuck If You Buck champion, and
By
Juicy
the way,
Finau is the
by the way,
current Big Mother Trucker champion.
by the way, that belt is phenomenal. I love that belt.
It's beautiful.
I when I saw it, I was, matter of fact, I think I had was posted on our Facebook page. Hey, send pictures of your title belts. Be proud of them. And someone who was the champ sent it, and I was like, I want that belt. I want that belt.
So I can tell you, I don't know how much you know about Houston rappers, but that Mexican OT, if you have seen Zilla Fatu posting anything with that Mexican OT, and OT's got a purple belt. My husband and Jason, tell me Jay's last name, Jay Friesen. They designed and created that belt and sent it to that Mexican OT, and have created belts for several people just because they're fans and, you know, developing relationships. And it's like, nobody knows where to get a decent belt made. I mean, you can have a plastic one made, but these are stitched leather with metal hardware and like metal plates, you know, like it's legit. And they're really inconvenient to travel with because they're heavy, but it's really cool because they're legit belts.
And once you see them, they stand out.
They do.
Again, that Nook, if I had the money, I would get me one. I'm telling you,
It's beautiful.
it is. If you guys, girls, if you have not seen this belt, go and look it up. I'm telling you,
I'm gonna tell Jason to post it.
It is better than any main roster belt out there. I will put money up against any title.
Yeah. If you look at the OIWA, Jason, post that picture on the OIWA, because that's going to be on both Instagram and Facebook. A lot of stuff is on Facebook, mostly just because we're tired and we can't do everything. And, you know, again, promoting is expensive. So, and, you know, being that we are in our 40s, Facebook is where we are. We attempt to integrate the Instagram because that's where the young folks are. And then, of course, that feeds over to Threads, and you know, it's crazy. And then, you know, and then my son and I decided we needed a podcast. It's not come out yet, but we're developing a podcast based off of all of our travels and the life lessons that go with it. We have not fully settled on a name yet, but we're really closely leaning to Ringside in Real Life, because how many sons have trained their moms, and how many kids have basically sacrificed their childhood for a dream? Because I think the only other people who really relate to that are like Olympic people, and I don't know that I relate to the Olympic people. But folks need to talk about stuff. So, you know, he was hearing things that's grown folks, because it's a grown folks industry.
Right.
And he wasn't even a teenager yet. So he'd be like, Mama, what does this mean? I'd be like, well, look over there. I'm going to look over there, and we're going to have a really uncomfortable conversation. We're going to talk about it, but I'm not looking at you like. And we did that more than a few times. But if you can't tell the kids who can, that means their little friend's going to lie to them because they're going to make something up.
That's true.
And they're going to believe it, and it's going to be wrong.
That is so true. Y'all have a money maker right there. I know I would follow it and love to see y'all journey.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those situations where if parents have a question or, their children have a question, they're like, I don't know how to answer that. I don't want to talk about that. Send it to me. We'll talk about it. Like, look, there is a whole football team from my son's high school that, look, this is viewer discretion, okay? Earmuffs if it's children. But
we have warning signs for kids. So.
They were talking about pull out. And I said, that's how you make babies. And somebody said, oh, mine is strong. And he started laughing. And they're like, what you laughing at? He goes, that's how you make babies. And they said, who told you that? And he said, my mama. And they were like, what? You talk to your mama about that? Yes. Yes, and do. And we talk about it. And he came home and he told me, and I was like, you know what? As weird as that conversation was, because of a locker room where he had a question, how many children's lives were affected in that moment and maybe pivoted because they knew they got information from a reliable source?
That's very true. Very true. And you think about all the kids that didn't get to hear, like you said, a reliable source. How many have kids now when they were not
right
ready?
Right. I mean, we went in depth on that. I'm not going to do that to you, but we went in depth. Like, it was an educational conversation that most people don't get. Like, high school or middle school, whatever, health class ain't going to teach you that. My daughter has asked me, what are these doctor's appointments like? The lady doctor's appointments. And I'm like, well, sit down. Let's talk about it. So there may be episodes where, she comes in, but it's got to be something where people are no longer scared to ask questions. And in wrestling, outside of wrestling, wherever it is, open the conversation, have dialogue, listen to each other. Because sometimes these children have answers that we weren't expecting. It's like, ooh, that's good.
Yeah.
So, conversations. Who knew?
Man, you talking about life lessons. I mean, one thing I think my father told me a long time ago that I stick with to this day. If you are to the point that you can't learn, then you're dead.
You done. You done. Yeah. Like, you don't need any more. You're good.
Exactly.
But you also have to be open and receptive. You can't just be like, no, I have the answer. You got to go, you know what? I know what I think right here, but that doesn't mean there's not new information. So let's hear the information. And that's where I tell my kids, if you have all of these emotions and process the emotions. When you've processed your emotions that are valid because they are yours and that's how you feel, come back, let's talk about it. Let's remove the emotion from it and just have a conversation. And it changes everything.
That is so good, so true. Man, I did not know today I was going to get schooled by a ref. I mean,
well, somebody got to be in charge, right?
So I'm going to ask you a two-part question. Okay. We're going to start with your son first. Mm-hmm. In 5 years, where would you like to see your son with his wrestling career?
Anywhere he wants to be. I know he wants to travel the globe. He is. Super proud of that. His goal is to be the dude of WWE. I know that's not that, like, he's not the only one with that goal. But he is crispy clean. He goes by Ajax the Cleaner, the cleanest to ever do it. And Booker T gave him that name because he used to go by Future. And Booker T said, you know what? There's a lot of futures out there. I'm going to give you Ajax. What do you think about that? I like it. What you going to do with it? I'm going to get it over. So he's out there. He's redeveloped it. And I honestly think that it's kind of helped him to redefine who he is in the ring, because he doesn't have to be the future of everybody. People don't have to, oh, did you want to be the past? No, who wants to be the past?
Right.
Like, yeah, you want to make history, but do you want to be left behind? No, I want to be part of the conversation. I want to be part of the history making, but I also want to develop that future. So I want him to be there in whatever capacity makes him most fulfilled. And when I say most fulfilled, I mean mentally, spiritually, whatever it is. If they want him to help train, because by God, he is a great trainer. I'm not talking about me in this instance. I'm talking about other people that he has trained. Like, he has fingerprints everywhere. And people have asked him, how do you have this psychology down so well? And he's like, Sermo made me think about it. He trained me that way. So he's an extension of the old school, but with knowing those conversations to develop it and talk through it and let's make it better. So my goals for him is for him to feel fulfilled. And that can change because personal goals are personal. And just because you told somebody last Tuesday you wanted to be somewhere on Thursday, sometimes plans change. And so I also pray that he is flexible enough to not feel a failure if something doesn't happen on a specific timeline. And that goes for everybody. Adjust your goals, because life is life, and sometimes.
Exactly. And as I tell my kids, looking back at my life and giving any wisdom to my kids, I tell them, do not be afraid to fail.
Mm-hmm.
I was so afraid to fail. I missed out on so many opportunities, so many things I could have did. I failed myself because I was too scared to fail.
Mm-hmm.
Now, being blessed to be the age I am, I'm gotten into the business that I love. I'm able to leave a footprint that I never would have thought possible. So never be afraid to fail. If you don't fall, like I tell them all the time, if you don't go through the bad, how in the hell you know good?
Right.
So
right. I tell my kids, make decisions based on what you're going to regret the least. If you got A and B, but you know A is not coming back around again, go over there, do it. You know, and if it's both are once in a lifetime opportunities, okay. If you got to look back on it, which one would you regret not doing? Do it. And face the fears. Because Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson once upon a time tweeted in regards to my son, who was afraid in T-ball. He broke his elbow and he was scared, blah, blah, blah. And it was face your fears and swing away, because that's when the magic happens.
Very true. Very true.
So thanks, Dwayne. Also, Dwayne Johnson, thank you so much. I'm putting this out here on a public forum. Thank you for saving me. What's it called? Like speech therapy money. Because when AJ was little, he did that wook instead of look. And so, can you smell la 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 what the Rock is cooking? Thank you, Dwayne. You fixed that for him. So yeah, wrestling just been doing the most for us for a long time, and we didn't know it.
Oh wow!
I mean, appreciate you.
So
I didn't make that up either. That's crazy.
Oh my God! So my second question is, where do you want to see you all's promotion in 5 years?
So I will say that as far as Arkansas goes, we are not going to be developing new talent, mostly because we are way too busy. And that's not with me, that's with with him being very busy and us fully encouraging it and travel, it's crazy. This is going to kind of be some good information. My husband and I are looking into creating more shows and opportunities for the CKW brand, and possibly doing like a once a year, maybe twice a year lit, because those are bigger shows with bigger names, bigger expense, etc. We are looking to utilize more of the CKW to continue to offer some opportunities to people around here, because we still feed into people. We still feed into dreams. And that's not something that we want to stop doing just because we're taking back our evenings. And it's not, nobody's taking it from us, but we're choosing us to better be able to function in a family dynamic. Uh, you know, people will tell you all the time, you think wrestling schools make money. No, they do not. If they are, God bless them. But the smaller ones, it's a lot of overhead and a lot of time, and whatever tuition or fees are being paid, honestly, it's literally just going to the maintenance. And none of us are making money off of it. So if we can develop into doing more with the CKW brand and allowing that to reach, and then maybe doing seminars as we used to do on show days, that would be amazing. I would really like to get back to hosting seminars, because honestly, we've brought in quite a few people over the last several years. Sin Bodie, he's making his rounds with the slap competitions right now, but he's out of Las Vegas. He was on WWE for a bit there when Christian and Edge were coming up. He's, their childhood friend. Jesus Rodriguez, would be really great to see him again. We're just trying to get AJ out there to his promotion as well. There are so many people. Brian Keith had come through and done a couple seminars with us. And Gino Medina out of Houston has come through. So we want to still offer those things, like, and bringing in Journey Fatu and Juicy Finau, and bringing these folks in to develop those relationships, because we're not gatekeeping. People might think we are, we're not, we just have developed some relationships that, Jacob is Uncle Uzi to my kids. Like, it's silly. Journey says, "Don't call me Unc. I feel old." And we're like, "All right, brother." Thanks, Oos. But, it's like, we want to continue to develop those relationships. But right now, as far as the promoting goes, we're kind of doing a reset. And we'll look at it more in 2026. I'm not quite sure that we're doing anything else in 2025, mostly because international travel ain't cheap. And that exchange rate is not kind. Like, if you go to England, your dollar is 75 cents. So, yeah, it hurts a little. But we keep doing it. So that's what we do. The goal is to be a name that people recognize and respect, even if they don't respect me, because I'm a disgrace.
Have you thought about reaching out to some promotions out here in East Tennessee?
So I don't, okay, I'm gonna be real transparent. If it weren't for my family, I probably wouldn't care about wrestling. And that's not what a lot of people want to hear when somebody is as involved in wrestling as I am. But I'm not going to lie to you. So a lot of times I'll pick up a wrestler and I'll be like, "Hey, I just want you to know up front, I don't know most things about wrestling." And they're like, "Oh, okay." So my husband would be a better person to to answer that question, he consumes all variations of wrestling, big, small, good, less than good, and so on. Whereas I can listen to wrestling and go, wait, that didn't sound right. And that's like an ADD, ADHD superpower. It's like, wait, that didn't sound right. And they're like, what do you mean it didn't sound right? It's like, is that on recording? Like, let's play that back. And we play it back and it was not right. So I consume wrestling differently than other people. And if it weren't for that passion that I have for my family, the passion for wrestling is a secondary of that. But with it being a passion from my family, I am passionate about wrestling.
No, I can totally understand that and respect that. Definitely, this probably should be a conversation we should have offline, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
Go ahead.
Tell your husband to reach out to me because there's some good
Absolutely.
promotions out here that I know they would probably want to do some exchange talent, and they're very good and very I call them my home promotions, even though I'm not affiliated with them at all. Just go, and I know a bunch of the wrestlers and I know the owners, but I always love to see talent get out of their area to go and
Of course.
grow and learn how to work in front of other crowds.
Absolutely. Because in some crowds, a suplex is like Jesus walking on water. And in some crowds, you need a 837 degree, whatever frog splash front tuck and a roll. And I don't know why, but everybody's different.
Yes.
Some people, a headlock takeover is like, what? And I'm like, okay.
So, what has been the roughest match that you've ref so far?
Oh my God. I hate tag matches so much. And I have a prescription for ADD. So I realized I joke about ADD. I really have it. It's diagnosed. The first tag match I ever did, and it was one of those super chaotic. I swear to you, I forgot who was legal and who was not. And I was like, you lose. It was crazy. And because it was one of those things where it just was so chaotic, it's given me anxiety about tag matches. But I have done a seminar, as a tryout for another promotion, and maybe it was the shorts. I don't know. They had me do more practice matches than other people as a referee. And I mean, I'm not mad. Let's go. It's fantastic. But the last one was a tag match. And I was like, oh, God, help me. I was like, oh, this is bad. But it wasn't terrible. And I was like, oh, that's not so bad. I remembered who was legal. But I'm not going to lie to you. If I don't know the people, it's really hard for me to remember who's legal. Recently, I was part of a four-way match. It was the only time I've ever done a four-way match. And in looking back at it, I was like, oh, that could have been better. Oh, that could have been better. But the folks who were in the match that I was talking to, and actually Matt Cardona was part of that match, with Dante Smiley, Daniel Alexandro, and Jay Stong, aka Mr. Wobble. And I was talking to Mr. Wobble.
No,
and he goes, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I saw the card, the flyer for that card. So yeah,
I may or may not have been like petitioning for that match. I was like, hey, it would be fantastic. Oh, you're the indie god and I'm fantastic. Oh God, it's fantastic. And it was really stupid. And I know that because in what world does a ref need to do a really terrible quarter roll into the corner and be like, hey guys? But I did, because why wouldn't you promote a show even as a referee? And
Oh
I mean,
wow.
so but my son goes, "Had you ever done a four-way before?" And I was like, "No." And he goes, "So, okay." He goes, "But now you're looking at it." And he goes, "And you used to just go, hmm, I'm gonna ref." And he goes, "And now you're looking at it going, ooh, I need to do better. Okay, let's adjust that." And he goes, "I think you're growing." And I was like, oh, my baby. I was like, "Why are you raising me right now?" Like, don't do that. Don't do be a kid. But no, it was good. It's like that match, I didn't really go into it being scared. And I think it's because backstage everybody was very professional, and we're talking things. And um I will say there is a difference between former WWE superstar jerking you over and putting you in harm's way versus someone who's not been quite to that level, because I feel like I teleported a few feet. It was cool. But it was great. I mean, I can now say I have worked with folks who have been on that stage, and I like it. You know, I don't know that I'll ever be on WWE, but if they call me, I'll probably be like, I need to work out some more, but yeah, let's try this. Because they'll probably pay me if I go. If somebody wants to
Right.
pay me, I'm not allergic to money. I like it. But yeah, like I want it to be good. And it's no longer I wear shorts as a consolation prize. I wear shorts because they're comfortable. Can move. And the fishnets are just if my spray tan is not quite fantastic, because I can't grow a tan to save my life, but I can buy one. And, you know, so yeah,
Oh my God.
you didn't know you was getting all of this.
No, I did, and I have to say, I truly have had some funny people. I've been blessed to have funny people on my show, but you have been thus far the most funny. I would say this: you've been the funniest, realest, and I hate to say this because there's no disrespect to any other guest that I had, but entertaining person that I've had on my podcast,
Well,
and
I
I thank you
appreciate it.
so very much.
I used to tell people I was going to learn how to be a stand-up comedian so I could stalk my son as he travels the country being a wrestler. But I don't know that my ADD would let me because I forget where I'm going sometimes in my stories, and I don't think people want to pay a comedian to get lost. So
I
instead, we'll just do this.
I'm about to say, I think you got the perfect job to stalk your son, and he will know you're coming, so he just
Look,
have to suck
I'm
it
gonna
up.
just come in there and be like, you good? You tapping? Don't tap, don't tap. Yeah. But we all know we got a plan in wrestling, and we always want it to go to plan. And the key is for everybody to be safe and have a great time and let there be an escape from reality, because there's enough terrible in the world. So yet again, I'm here to have fun, make fun, whatever it is. If I'm the subject, you know what? Let's go hard because it's going to be fun and it's going to be hilarious. And you're not going to make me laugh more about me than I will make me laugh about me. It's just fun. Let's do it.
Right? Oh my God, I could keep going on and on and on, but I respect your time, so we're going to end right here. But what I would love for you to do is give shout outs to people. Shout out your companies. The
Yes.
floor is yours. Do with it as you please, man.
All right. So the first weekend of every month in Carrollton, Texas is SOAR Worldwide Wrestling, or SOAR Wrestling Worldwide. They just rebranded. Forgive me. The second and fourth weekends in Paris, Texas at Sermo Sportatorium, you have SOAR Paris. Um, Let's see. You can see AJ or Ajax in Houston or Texas City with Booker T at Reality of Wrestling on the second weekends of the month. CKW in Central Arkansas, Developmental. Lit Wrestling in Central Arkansas is going to be your premium show. I feel like I'm missing stuff, but you know what? It's okay. Follow me on social media because maybe Facebook will pay me more than $20. And mama needs to buy some new athletic shorts off of Amazon. I'm kind of cheap, but it's good.
Oh, well, they paying you $20 more than they paying me. So,
Baby, call me. We will get you monetized. What is going on? No, you got to do better than that.
yeah,
Trust.
we definitely will talk about some things.
Yes. Get that monetization. Everybody and their mama, if you got 1,000 people on Facebook, get your monetization money. Don't leave money on the table. Zuckerberg gonna suck it out of you anyway, so go ahead and get some back.
You ain't lying again. Oh my God, you are so truthful.
Just let me get my little Starbucks coffee once, twice a month, okay? We got travel to pay for.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I really want to thank you for
Thank
first
you.
of all coming on the show, being willing to do it. I want to thank you for everything you do for the wrestling business. Definitely want to give you and your family your flowers for helping entertain us and taking us away from real life, which is mostly crappy. You give us something
Right.
we look forward to, and you leaving the business better than you found it. So for my fans and for myself, we're giving you your flowers and thank you.
Thank you so much for the platform and opportunity because it was unexpected. And I literally looked at my husband. I was like, who wants to talk to me? But I appreciate it and I will talk about it. So thank you so much for allowing me to come on here and have a good time because I'm enjoying it.
You have an open invitation. You and your family, anytime y'all want to come on, we will work it out and we will have fun.
Absolutely. We'll do it again soon.
All right. Guy, before I give the closing, did you see that I am planning to do something very special in January?
I have not seen that yet. I have been playing gig economy and delivering everybody and everything.
All right. And I don't mind talking about it because I've been posting it everywhere. Yeah. In January, I am going to do a wrestling podcast appreciation month.
Okay. I did see something about that. I just didn't realize it was January. Okay.
Yeah. I plan on, and I'm still getting people and filling dates, but I want every wrestling podcast that are willing to come on my show and show them appreciation for doing what they do for the sport of wrestling. Now, the other thing that I have not talked about, but since I have you and you're just so wonderful, I want to make sure that you and your family, if we can work it out, I need y'all back in February because I plan on doing the same thing for promotions. I want the promoters. I don't care if you are a promotion of 4 people or the biggest. I want you on my show to be able to promote, to learn why you do wrestling. These are the things that I feel that I can give back to the sport of wrestling and have fun and help people get out there. I don't know how many people that actually watch my show. I kind of keep up with the numbers, but I kind of don't because in the end, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Because if you're a fan, you'll love it. So we definitely.
That is amazing. I would love to. I'm gonna speak for everybody. Yeah, we want in. Put us in. Put me in, coach.
We'll definitely be talking after this.
Good.
Guys, girls, thank you so much for
Thank
staying
you.
on, and that 10, 5, 10, it felt like 2 hour block of darkness, but we came back and came back even stronger.
I don't know if everybody saw it, but I was just here being ridiculous with myself. So you might have to watch it back. I was like, well.
I will.
Oh.
So, guys, girls, thank you so much. Thank you. And be back for another episode of A Bear's Thoughts. Y'all have
Before
a
we
great,
sign out, please, please, please remember Sir Mo in your prayers. He
yes,
needs
ma'am.
it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Guys, girls, y'all have a great evening. And remember, 2 paws up. I was going to say something else, but I'm going to be nice because every time I mention him, people are going to give him plug, and I don't want that. So
you just keep it fantastic and don't worry about VR.
I would do that. Thank you. Y'all have a good one. We'll be back.